Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out. And welcome to the Smith Hole. My name is Smitty from the What the Hell Everything podcast. If you're watching this is my very first Smith Hole Cinema movie reaction. I call it Smith Hole Cinema because that was a segment I used to do a long time when I was on the radio, and I figured I would keep it. It was perfect for my movie and TV show reactions. Previously, if you're into The Last of Us, I currently have episode 1 up, and that is so far intriguing as all get out. This will be an uncensored, unbiased movie reaction. And I can't thank you enough for being here. We're going to check out the movie Belfast. The reason I picked Belfast, if you caught the beginning of the video, I am going down an Irish rabbit hole. It is my obsession in life, culminating with at least a year-long hiking tour of Ireland in 2026. So these movie reactions, my podcast, all the stuff I'm doing, which I know is hard to navigate if you're following me, but I'm trying my best to keep it organized, put it in playlists and things on the YouTube page. So if you're interested in any of the other stuff I'm doing, follow it on Patreon, where we do have watch-along videos, polls, movie polls, TV polls, all that stuff. Only $7 a month on Patreon. So we're going to check out Belfast. And again, it just seemed like the natural start for me. Learning about Ireland. What did I watch recently? Banshees of Inisherin. If you haven't watched it, my review's up, and it's fucking awesome. One of my favorite movies of all time, and I've watched it like 3 times so far. What else? Michael Collins I've watched recently. I'm really starting to dive into Ireland, so I thought it would just make sense to do Belfast as the first movie reaction. I know Belfast was written and directed by Kenneth Branagh, who I am aware of, Harry Potter, other things that I've seen him in. The quick synopsis. A young boy and his working-class Belfast family experienced the tumultuous late 1960s. And I think there's, from what I've heard, a lot of 60s music in here, so it might take a lot of creative editing to get this thing going. You guys, we're going to check out Belfast. And if you're on Patreon watching along with the full-length reaction, you do need to bring your own copy, and here's how it's going to go. I'll count us down probably twice because HBO has ads at the beginning, so we're going to skip that. So it'll be a 3, 2, 1. When I get to the end of 1, going to hit play, and then skipping ads is the same thing. 3, 2, 1. At the end of the 1, I'm going to let it trail out just to get everybody caught up. At the end of the 1, we're going to press play. You guys, let's watch Belfast. Maybe not black and white. I always thought, or I have thought of Belfast as like the Pittsburgh, or maybe the Detroit of Ireland. I could be way off.
Hello there. Hi, are you Frankie?
I like how it switched to the 60s in black and white. Did kids drink tea? Oh, do they? I don't know why that's surprising to me. Or did tea just mean like a break time or something? Or lunch, perhaps. There's something I love about, like, I don't want to stereotype, but like the humor of the Irish people. They've maintained this good humor throughout how many thousands of years of fucking terrible things? Oh, Jesus. I'm waiting for something like this to happen in the United States and to be a regular occurrence, not to be a pessimist. Just fucking chaos all the time, and everybody's got, like, the drill, you know? Everybody knows what they need to do. Unless you're a kid outside fucking frozen with fear.
These fuckers are to your street!
Yay, religion. Which I know is a touchy subject to some if there's Irish people watching. You know, I'm not trying to make light of anything. I have a real inherent fuck. I'm a very devout agnostic atheist, essentially. I don't judge other people's religion. I don't try and harp on it. I usually keep it to myself. But at some point, you got to recognize the cause of all of the bullshit.
Holy God.
The likeliest move is to bring troops into Belfast in the hope of avoiding further
Essentially, you got to worry about this shit every fucking day, right?
Another 600 troops will be available this afternoon.
Glad to hear it, madam.
I'm learning more and more about Irish history. I was actually reading a book last night about Irish history.
Had you there, Steve McQueen?
I love you, look like a Frankie.
You know, all of the different, like, organizations, the IRA, the Black and Tans. I don't know how many are current and how many are not. The Orange.
Space,
It's not Orangeman,
the
right?
final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship.
Did they attack you?
But it's so much to keep track of. It's so much to keep track of. But I'm learning it as we go. But I'm a lot of times very confused on like what side everybody is on as far as with like the Protestants and the Catholics, and I mean I essentially know.
Mrs. Gandawala, she's Indian. She
Well, like all of the
with me. Well, them curries, I tried one once.
smaller groups
Nappy for a week.
who they belong to, essentially. I don't know.
Well, hi, Paul.
Hiya, buddy.
What's that guy's name? I know him.
I want to see you again.
Is it Ciaran? Is that how you say that? Is that how you pronounce that? Ciaran Hinds? I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
Decisions to make, son. Did you clear up that wee bit of trouble we were talking about?
Here's a real strange theory I'm going to throw out because it's in black and white. And Ireland is so well known for the green, for the colors, you know. I heard the term recently, Irish melancholy. And I don't know if that's offensive to some people or not. But on the Banshees of Inisherin review, somebody said that that movie sort of
And I'll take his all the pictures.
represented Irish melancholy. And I'm curious if that's a thing, if they're doing the same thing in here, representing the Irish during this time is like a dark period and gray and dreary. And it's hard to do that gray and dreary if everything is so fucking beautiful and green. You know what I mean? Or maybe you just want to do it in black and white because it's old-timey.
We'll all go to a big picture house in town tomorrow. Daddy will pick the film, and we'll forget about this whole bunch of idiots before I have to go back to work.
It's a great word, idiots.
Done all that to them Catholic houses in our street, Daddy.
Religion, that's the problem.
Then why are you sending us to church? But Daddy, if we were Catholics, we could not go to church. And then every once in a wee while we could go in and confess. And then they'd have to tell us we were forgiven, and we wouldn't have to go in again for ages.
I've nothing against Catholics.
It's great logic.
Religion of fear.
Picture the scene. A fork in the road.
You know the main thing that turned me off of a religion? 100% honest.
Straight
When I was about this kid's age, in Rapid City, Michigan, really small town, only one blinking yellow light.
and winding road which
And I went with some friend till I think the Baptist church
unknowable
in Rapid City.
will take you to the bosom of the Lord.
And some fucking asshole comes out in a devil costume scaring the shit out of all of the kids. And all the kids are freaked out. And it scared me at first, but then I was like, at this kid's age,
Of sulphurous suffering, postulating.
I was like, these motherfuckers just scared kids with some guy in a costume. I remember thinking this when I was that kid's age. I'm like, fuck these people. It's the same thing.
Really good.
I like this kid, by the way. So far, this movie is really well written. I love the dialogue in this movie. It's so fucking real. It's so organic. So are the guys out walking the street, are they Catholic? And they're guarding against
Explosive. I think that's a fair word. Situation in Northern Ireland.
those rebels?
Are we
Or
getting
whoever
to
they
the
were
point where
from the
it's
previous
necessary
attack?
to intervene and use the supreme authority, which is your...
I've been doing all my bloody life.
House number?
There's no number. Just a name.
What's the name?
Or soul.
On you go. We won't worry about that.
A lot of Van Morrison in here. And I know Van Morrison is from Northern Ireland, Belfast probably. There's another thing, man. I've been doing Irish music reactions on the Rock Radar portion of the page. And I've been getting into it before even the reactions. And just the way, like, people in Ireland really used music as a tool to cope and for inspiration. It's pretty fucking awesome. These guys.
Would you go on away and tell your pa I'd like to have a wee chat with him, please? The boys who cleaned up your street have made me their new local chief. So
Yeah, I see what they're going at here.
all right.
I think the blackmail aspect was used for hundreds of years against the Irish, from what I've gathered. Also listening to a fucking great Irish history podcast right now, We the Irish. And it just tells the story of Ireland through one person at a time, just different historical figures, even minor historical figures. They make them fucking so captivating. Blackmail just to keep everybody poor, essentially.
This is a story of long, long ago, when the world was just beginning.
It's cool how they're doing that. Like, they're seeing the beauty outside of the world, outside of Ireland. So it seems to me that the black and white is really used to represent sort of like a dreary, gray, depressed vibe.
Raquel Welch is a hell of an education.
Yeah, she is.
What's supposed to be?
An escape route.
We gotta choose Vancouver every time. Nothing wrong with Australia. I've never been there. But just the Vancouver area is awesome. I'm sure Australia's awesome too. A lot of stuff that can kill you though.
Like she always goes off with the other girls.
Just popping a squat.
Anyways, I think she loves that other fella.
Very mysterious.
And women can smash your face in two, mister.
You're right. That's mysterious over the years. I really like her.
When I grow up, I want to know. She's always doing her bloody homework. If you're a wee bit more stupid like me, we'd be
Pretty beyond all telling.
I love this guy, man.
Oh, he's full of pretty answers, that one. Come on.
If you're stupid like me, you'd be able to do stuff.
Maybe because you're late.
Cheerio, son.
It's a great line. Great writing.
Bad as the man using it. Remember that?
Ow.
Oh, God. Billy! Shut up!
Just one shot. That guy must have not paid.
Tell your ma I was asking after him, will you?
Bye.
Tell your brother I need another wee delivery with the milk. Get him to come see me after school.
This kid is going to tell him to go fuck himself. Maybe not. I thought he was.
Why is your dad not coming home?
You can't come home every weekend. God, this takes ages. No wonder they call it long division.
Patience. Patience with the sun. Patience with
Man,
the earth.
I relate to this kid even on a mathematical level.
That's close enough. For glory, then you're off to the races.
But sir, there's only one right answer.
Yeah, if that were true, son, people wouldn't be blowing themselves up all over this town.
Homework paid off, man. Way to go.
Way known by every woman since the whole rigmarole.
Yes, or rigmarole.
My favorite word is rigmarole, and that only increases my love of this movie.
Oh, please. Simply love her.
Get off.
Aw.
Please love her.
It's good that he can see that, you know.
Have you gone to the moon yet? Do you want to? With me?
Yeah. I used to shoplift when I was a kid. I was kind of a bad kid. I remember the last thing I ever shoplifted. Just walked right out of the store with it. And I was like, nope, that's too easy. I could never do this again. It was so easy that changed me. I was going down like a life of crime, essentially.
So I could see.
And ever since then.
Who the hell eats Turkish delight? Do you eat Turkish delight?
No.
Edmund does in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
It's all I had.
Are you blind?
I had to think quickly.
I need to get Turkish Delight. I've never had it before, and I read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And it was like, I would fantasize about Turkish Delight, like it just sounded so good. And then when I watched the movie, I'm like, it looks fucking awesome.
Your dad's home. Sure.
How do you find that in the United States, Turkish Delight? Somebody let me know.
And you too.
What?
I said I wanted a full official declaration that my husband was in the clear 100% on all back taxes. And that they acknowledged that
Yeah,
everything
a
was
receipt.
above board. And that my family's giving me
Accounts and say that I owe another £572,
Jesus.
which
Of
based on
course.
current earnings should take another 5 years to pay up.
For real Protestants to step up.
Like, you're no real Protestant. You're a jumped-up gangster and always were.
Man, I put myself in these situations, man. How I would react, who I would be. I'm very anti-bully, and I have a tendency to just tell people that are pushing themselves around to go fuck themselves. I'm kind of notorious for it.
Don't lie to me.
The chocolate police. No, he's in fucking trouble.
grow again. Should they grow in a gooseberry tree?
Didn't even eat the chocolate.
I'll be on that train when it leaves.
I'm curious now if this is a sort of
I've got to stay.
No, you're not listening to me.
a unofficial biography of Kenneth Branagh. I know he wrote it and directed it.
Father wasn't. So no, I'll not be having any lectures from you, mister.
Maybe not the name, but similar experiences or something like that.
You got that?
Yeah, it just sounds like a good idea. Getting the fuck out of there.
Overnight, government figures issued today reveal that Northern Ireland now has the highest rate of unemployment in the UK.
I'm confident, Daddy.
Tell me that's an arrow. No, I'm kidding. Man, that's ballsy. That's ballsy. Ooh. Curious what he was throwing.
Again? I can't neglect as well.
Just needs half of us to stay, so that the other half can get sentimental about the ones that went.
Yeah, I thought she was kind of tipsy.
Come on now.
It's the telltale sign. It's time to go.
And when did your heart ever explode?
That time I saw you in those brown stockings.
Holy God. I remember that. I'm walking you in, and when they're done, you can be bloody sure I'm walking you back out again.
And that's final.
Hear me? I'm walking you home.
Sure, when did
I love their dynamic too. It's very my parents. I can only assume if he was a coal miner, there could be some sort of like black lung issue.
I want my family with me.
I understand her point of view. Like, home is home, right?
Yeah.
But I also really understand just get the fuck out of there, you know? Fuck all this nonsense that you don't want your kids growing up around. There's no money. There's no prospects.
And every street round it all our lives.
Because they talked about the moon landing. What is this, 68? I only saw the 60s, but I mean, they're playing Van Morrison. It's got to be around 68, right? 69? 69. What a fucking shitty situation, man. Jacob Marley. Man, it is fucking brilliant how he did they've done the reflection in the black and white glasses and its color in the reflection. That's fucking brilliant, man. Quick pitch, Smitty's Christmas Carol, written and directed and adapted audio production play by yours truly. Find that fucking thing on YouTube. Have fun with it. I had fun with it.
There were no roads to Shangri-La from our park to Belfast.
Man.
So will you go under?
It's just, I want to bring up the Irish melancholy thing again. Again, I don't know if that's like a slur. I don't know if that's a stereotype. I have no fucking clue. What I do know is that it's a term. Just the very idea that you just feel like you can't get out of that situation. Like, it just seems unrealistic. It's not even a fucking possibility. It's, you know, has to add to that just like that dreariness. And again, reflected on the colorized screen in the black and white movie, that you're seeing this whole other world in color that is outside of your island. Is that the 50s or 60s version of like, what do you call that? Table hockey? Table, you know the thing where you turn the things and play the things? Let's see who plays the mother, because I think she's a great actor and has been doing a fantastic job. And I think she's fucking beautiful, actually. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Catriona? Belfast? I'm sure I'm wildly mispronouncing that.
No decision's been made yet. No, we were just trying to see what.
Yeah, that poor guy.
You're just overtired.
It is true what, like, Ma, which is the official name of the character, it's true what Ma said, though. You know, like, these kids, everybody knows the kids. You know? That's your whole fucking existence has been there.
What you've done with these two, it's phenomenal.
They have a great marriage, aside from all of, you know, the stress and bickering that have to do mostly with bills.
Not me.
It seems like they communicate really well.
Not us. You.
Oh boy. Should they just drag him into that shit? Just a nice calm day, and then all of a sudden, fuckery. He's just getting things for the house. Man, this kid.
Did you hear me? And if you ever do anything like that again, I will kill you. Do you hear me? And you, young madam, if you
Yeah, you grab her by the fucking scruff of the neck, too.
I will beat you black and blue until you never get home again. Do you hear me?
Hey, woman, we don't put things back. That's not the statement we're trying to make.
I hate this fucking guy. I mean, didn't they already drive all of the Catholics out of town already? So what's the fucking point in, like, looting a store? And is it a Catholic-owned store? It just seems, and it is, completely fucking senseless.
Now, I think if I do, one of them soldiers is going to take my head off.
If they don't, I will.
Who are the soldiers? Because this guy's a Protestant, right?
Folks always have a problem with change, but you better get used to it, mister.
Oh, what a fucking pass! Yeah, I hate this guy. He's gonna be a real fucking problem, though. I'm not feeling great about the end of the movie. Yeah, get home. Man, I'm so confused. I thought the Protestants mainly in Ireland, generally, pro-British rule. So I can only assume those were British soldiers. Why would they shoot that guy if he was Protestant? I thought they were on the same side. Again, I'm completely ignorant of a lot of things. I'm learning.
Get yourselves to the moon.
I love this whole family. I love their whole dynamic.
And now to announce the winner
I love how upbeat and positive they remain for the most part.
She keeps banging on now about how Northern Ireland's got the highest rates of cholesterol in the world.
Cholesterol.
We're world champions at something. Do you mind?
Cholesterol.
Son, I've got this hot pan on.
Is your mother and son?
He's like, oh shit, what? Oh man. That's new. I never really knew that. I'm curious how that they would just have the body in the house like that up until whenever they laid him to rest. Maybe there weren't funeral homes or you had to pay a lot of money to use a funeral home. You wonder how it affects her. It's like, how many times do you hear about, one of the elderly couple passing away, and then months later, loneliness just takes over, and like losing a will to live is a real thing when you lost somebody that you've been with for essentially your entire fucking life.
Hi, buddy. Hello.
Oh man, I'm glad he let her go say goodbye. Or he let him go say goodbye to her. I don't know what's going to happen, if he ever comes back or what. But that kid is always going to remember her for the rest of his fucking life and probably be the template for which all other women measure up.
Daddy, do you think me and that wee girl have a future?
Why the heck not?
You know she's a Catholic.
That wee girl can be a practicing Hindu, or a Southern Baptist, or a vegetarian Antichrist.
A vegetarian Antichrist into the house.
She's fair. You two respect each other. She and her people are welcome in our house any day of the week.
Go. Go now. Don't look back. I love you, son.
That got me a little bit. That movie was fucking incredible. I loved every aspect of that movie. I'm not, you're never going to get a technical commentary from me. I don't know shit about camera angles or shots. I know it looks good. Similar to how I do the Rock Radar music reactions, where it's just about how it makes me feel. The writing was so real and organic. The story, outside of like the political things, some of it's confusing to me still. I'm learning more about that history and things, but otherwise, the flow of the story was easy to follow. Was funny, was down to earth, was moving. Like, it really got me there at the end. Like a second or third, fourth watch, I'm going to be crying like a fucking baby. Watching that for sure. Similar to something like Legends of the Fall or River Runs Through It or something like that. I'm like, it's going to get me. But I don't know if Kenneth Branagh has written, directed any more movies. I gotta check them out, man. Hey, that was really, really fun. I'm glad that you joined me for this reaction and commentary. I do know the next movie will be watched for it, Hereditary. It's a scary movie that has been on my list and just have never got to it. And I'm taking suggestions. Patreon, $7 a month. Link is in the description. Full watch-alongs, polls, all that stuff. So I'm going to use that as a good way to pick movies to react to, commentate to as well. This was enjoyable as shit. I really thank you. Please consider liking and subscribing. That's huge. That really promotes the channel, promotes my journey, promotes what I'm doing, and gets me to Ireland in 2026 quicker. Does that make sense? Probably not. Thank you, everybody. And until next time. What the hell? Everything!